Oh man. Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. What was it? 22 to was no, it wasn't 22. It was 25, I believe. 25 to 11. Buccaneers are now 2-1. Oh, I have a lot to say about this game. So, only see one person in here, but we're gonna get going anyways. Excuse me. This was a tough game. We knew it was gonna be a tough game to start off with. This is a good roster. I feel like Jalen Hurts, as of lately, has been playing sketchy, which gave us a good chance to win this football game. I believe he still was playing like that. He had one lucky shot down the field, and that one should have been picked off. Something's wrong with Jamel Dean. He looked slow last week. He looked a little bit off this week. He didn't end up not finishing the game. We ended up having D. Delaney in, which he ended up with an interception. And then I don't know what happened to him, but then he got out, and we ended up with our fifth string corner out there with our third string corner out there, or technically fourth, because Izian's our third string corner. So our fourth and sixth corner out there. That didn't matter. That didn't make a difference. That had nothing to do with the game, to be honest. But this game comes down to us shooting ourselves in the foot to where we don't give ourselves a fair chance. We didn't give ourselves a fair chance in this game. Our offense, to be more specific, we didn't get a fair chance in this game. Defense did as much as they could. They had their own battles, which was stopping the run. And they did as well as they could do. The inexperience of our D-line showed up today, and it's not a thing that I'm worried about, because again, this is an elite run game. It's an elite O-line. You know what I'm saying? So this was a very good teaching moment for the young D-line. When I made my top 5 reasons why our season could go wrong, one of the reasons was our D-line, being young. We don't have a lot of veterans on that D-line because, again, this is a year where we're trying to get our contracts right. So we had to bite the bullet this year. Because of that, we couldn't afford to have veteran defensive linemen throughout the rotation. We do got William Golston. That was good. Great Gaines. That's good. But as far as the starters, Kalijah Cansey's a rookie. He didn't start today. But, Logan Hall, he's a starter. He's a second-year player, first time starting. And pretty much all the backups are, they're youngsters. It is what it is. It's a learning experience. There were 8. Look at Kelsey, looks like he's hurting, bro. They're not gonna do that too many more times, bro. I'm telling you. But yeah, it's a young D line. This is an elite offensive line. We did pretty decent as far as pass rushing. We did pretty decent. Yeah, they had plays where the O line won, and our pass rush got stalled. Again, it's a elite offensive line. That offensive line and pretty much that D line is the reason why they went to the Super Bowl last year. It's literally the reason why. And it's literally the reason why they're winning games this year. It's the only reason why. So it's an elite O-line. It is what it is, man. They did their job. They did that. That's their strength of the team, and they utilized it. You can't be mad at it. It is what it is. Again, as far as the run game, they were able to they were able to what's the word I'm looking for? They were able to execute their game plan. They were able to stick with their game plan is a better word. They were able to stick with their game plan because of the run game. Last week against the Vikings, they were able to win the game because of their run game. Like they couldn't do nothing passing the ball, and the run game saved them basically. This week against us, their run game was allowed them to stay in their game plan, which they didn't lean too much on Jalen Hurts. And again, Jalen Hurts had that one freaking lucky touchdown play. And besides that, we were kind of trading blows with their passing game. We were trading blows, getting interceptions, getting sacks. We were doing a good job. But the run game, they were winning more than what we were winning. I do think we had a better shot defensively if our offense didn't stall out so much, but the defense was just on the field too much. And it is what, again, it's an elite O-line, man. So we didn't do too good against the run game, but when you think of everything else that happened and how long we've been on the field, it's like I can't be too mad. I can't be too mad at it. As far as the passing game, they did okay. They did okay in the passing game. I think we traded blows. We got some interceptions. We chased them out of the pocket a few times. We hit them a couple times. So I think we did decent on that. Freaking our corners, man. Jamel Dean. I honestly, I think it would have been better if D. Delaney stayed in the whole time, because Jamel Dean looked like he was hurt, like from the beginning of the game. I don't know what's going on with him. Carlton Davis didn't play at all. Zion did decent, did pretty good. Again, they didn't run to his side, or he didn't really have to tackle anybody, so that was good. Trying to think. Keon Neal didn't really have a good game. Missing tackles. He was hitting the running back at the line of scrimmage, and the running back would go through him. In coverage, he was giving up too much space. He was giving up too much space. And Jalen Hurts would get rid of the ball right away and pretty much capitalize on him. Out of everybody, I think he pretty much had the worst game. Now, you can say Pitt Jr. came in and he probably had the worst game, but you're not expecting much to him. Again, he's like the sixth corner on the depth chart. So, not really expecting much from him. But besides Pitt, Neal pretty much had the worst game that I was just like a couple of times where I'm like, Neal, come on, man, come on. Jamel Dean was kind of on that border, but it looked more like he was hurt more than anything. Besides that, that's pretty much the defense. It pretty much broke down the defense. Let's get to the real reason why we lost, man. The offense. Mike Evans, maybe you could blame the rain. I don't know, but in the beginning he was dropping a lot of passes. They weren't really pretty passes, but you saw him make that one-handed catch. You know what I'm saying? So it is. When we look at Mike Evans, we hold him to a higher standard. So some of those catches, even though the throws weren't pretty, some of those catches I still wanted him to come down with, including that touchdown pass. Bake in the beginning missed a couple throws. He had to settle down. Monday Night Football. And the three keys of victory is literally the three keys of victory that I gave this week of how we win this game is literally why we lost this game, right? One was don't get dominated in the trenches. Our O-line actually did pretty good. I'm going to be honest with you. Our O-line, I'm pretty convinced we're okay. Obviously, running the ball, we wasn't able to run the ball. But again, you're asking our O-line to move Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox, or Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. That's not gonna happen, bro. Like look, I like our O-line. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. But besides that, besides trying to run up the middle, when it came to pass rush, our O-line, I'm pretty convinced we got an O-line. Like we got a pass protecting O-line. So that's something great that we learned. In my opinion, I think we learned that about our O-line. We can pass protect with the best of them. Yeah, we gave up some sacks, but again, that's a crazy D line. Like that's a monster D line. You know what I'm saying? But even with those, we gave up like I think 2 sacks, maybe 3, I'm not sure. But even with that, there was a lot of plays where Baker really he could have just ran out of there. Like, bro, you're just sitting there. You could have just ran out of there. So I was very impressed with the O-line. I don't know if other people are or not, but I'm very impressed with our O-line, and I'm coming out of this game feeling happy about our O-line. To be really honest with you, defensively, stopping the run, give and take. I think they executed a lot more. I think they dominated a lot more than what I would have liked as far as the run game against our D-line. So that was kind of like, I don't think we lost because of that. I know we didn't lose because of that. So the first key was winning in the trenches. I think we did good enough on that key. That didn't cost us the game. Again, they ran on us more than I would have liked, and their O-line kind of dominated our D-line when it comes to the running the ball a little bit. But even with that, it wasn't enough, in my opinion, for us to lose the game. Key number 2 was we have to play our game offensively. We have to play our game and not get out of it, right? I gave the analogy of an old school war movie where there's like 5 rows of soldiers just marching, like the old school, when people went to war back in the days, and the old school, and they're just marching straight, and the other people are like shooting cannons and shooting their guns, and they're just walking straight, and people next to them are getting knocked down, and they're just look straight and keep going, keep walking straight. That was my analogy of what we had to do offensively. Just stay with what we do. Don't try to throw down the field. Don't try to, we got to score fast, or don't try, just stay with the checking down and taking the easy plays. Stay with that going forward. I wanted to make sure we didn't abandon the run, but I didn't want to stay with the run if it wasn't working. And I understand why Dave Canales stayed with the run, because again, if we would have just abandoned the run and they, noticed that, they're abandoning the run, then they could just pin their ears back, and we might have felt different about the O-line. I don't know. But I was not happy with us literally just running up the gut. Like, we kept running right at the defensive tackles, and that's their strongest to our weakness. Our strength is our tackles, at least Tristan Wirfs, or at least that left side, right? But we kept trying to run up the middle, and that's their strength right there. Like, that part I didn't agree with. I don't understand why we kept trying to run up the middle. I don't understand. Listen, before I continue, remember, if you guys want to rant, 850-778-5282. We have Victory Mondays. We would have had a Victory Tuesday if we won today, but we ain't going to have a Victory nothing. So if you want to have a Rant Tuesday, you can hit that number up, 850-778-5282. Talk about what you think about the game. It's just a voicemail. You call in, leave a voicemail. You don't like it, erase it, try it again. Give your opinions. If you want to rant about something, let it out. Rant about the team, rant about the coach, whatever you want to rant about, call the number, leave a message. We'll listen to it tomorrow. So that's my gift to you guys. Call in, please. Give your opinions, give your voice. Let's continue. So key to the victory, number 2, Stay focused, keep blinders, and do what we do. Don't let the game dictate what we do. And that was a mistake that we made. We had the situation where we had 30-something seconds left in the game. And Baker made the mistake of trying to cheat the system. Doing that play where he looks over here, he knows he wants to throw over here, but he's looking over here hoping that the one safety that could undercut it is watching Baker look over here and start drifting over here, giving Chris Godwin, who's about to undercut the other safety, some more room. And he did that and look real quick and throw it, hoping that he moved the safety. It's a blind throw. It's a blind throw. We see Tua do it all the time. We saw it in preseason. I told you guys, Baker cannot be doing that. Baker cannot be doing that. If you're going to do that, because again, Tua does it all the time, it hardly backfires on Tua. But the key for that is he does it for underneath routes. He doesn't do it. Well, he does do it sometimes for long routes. I ain't gonna lie. But most of the time he does it for underneath routes. But anyways, the point is, I felt like Baker tried to cheat it because he wanted to get a big gain. Because it was close to halftime. We got the ball on an interception. Or actually, no, we didn't get the ball on an interception. It was close to halftime, and he wanted to hurry up and drive down the field. Instead of taking the keys or making sure somebody's open, he wanted to hurry up and get down the field, and we went out of our game plan, and that screwed us. That was the one thing that shot us in the foot. Now we just put them in field goal range. Then we go and intercept the ball, which was great. Then we shoot ourselves in the foot again by Rachaad White fumbling the ball. Now, again, it sucks. He fumbles the ball. This is something that hopefully it sticks with him, and he knows through the rest of the season, hey, just because you juke somebody or you passed them doesn't mean that guy's out of the play. You got to protect that ball because someone could come from behind. So what happened was we checked it down. He tried to juke somebody, and as he was juking somebody, the other guy that was behind him came, knocked the ball, punched the ball out as he was spinning around, punched the ball out, and the ball came out. So shot ourselves in the foot again. These are the players. It is what it is. But then that's key to victory number 2. We didn't check that box. That was bad on our part. The number 1 key to victory was it was a 2-parter. Our quarterback and our offensive coordinator, right? I said Baker has to play the way Baker's playing, which is Baker's out there playing like he's a rookie, basically, right? Not trying to show off, not trying to be Baker. He's just, hey, this play calls for that. If it's there, if it's not there, I'm throwing it away, whatever. Baker did what Baker does at the end, to run for the first down. I love it. That's cool. That's fine. But as a passer, just do whatever's easy. Don't try to, I was afraid of Baker trying to show the world Monday Night Football that I'm Big Bake. You guys made a mistake. I'm going to show everybody. I got these weapons down. Let me show everybody. No. Play like it's week 1. Don't try to do too much. Just do what we've been doing. Passing the ball, I would say the only time I felt like he did that was when he did the blind throw to Chris Godwin and got intercepted. Again, that was something that he was, let me get this off so we could get down the field. No. You should have just, is it there? It's not there. Sorry, Dave. Sorry, coach. It wasn't there. We went 3 and out. I'm sorry. It just wasn't there. I'm just trying to play within the system. That was one part that I was like, that showed up what I said. The second part that I didn't understand was Baker not running, not taking off. I don't know if it was before the halftime. I think it probably was before the halftime, or maybe not. But there was a play where Baker like the pocket was closing, and Baker came shot out right in the middle, and then he just took like a long shot to Mike Evans and just overthrew Mike Evans. But he had the field. He could have just ran for a first down, and he didn't. There was a lot of plays where the D line came in and squashed the pocket, and he's not in the pocket. He's like right behind the pocket, and he's just staying there, looking at the D line starting to get up, instead of just saying, "Oh snap, the pocket closed. Let me just run out of the side." And he did it. He just stood there, and then by the time he realized it's time to run, it was too late. My computer froze. I mean, my camera froze. Hold on 1 second. I will get it going. It just takes a second. But yeah, that was another part where I'm like, I don't know why is he staying in the pocket so much? Is he trying to be a pocket passer? Like this is what they're talking about when they talk about what's his name? Russell Wilson. Like, some people are feeling like, why isn't Russell really running? Like, is he trying to prove that he could be a pocket passer or something? Like, what's going on with that? Like, I don't understand. So I don't know if that's what he was doing, if he was trying to prove that he could be a pocket passer or something, but he did not use his legs enough at all. So I don't know what was up with that. But again, I think that falls into, Baker maybe trying to prove to people on Monday night that he can be a pocket passer. I don't know. Last but definitely not least, Dave Canellis. This was a bad game by Dave Canellis. I don't think the game plan was bad at all. I don't think the game plan was bad at all. In fact, I felt like if Baker realizes, like, hey, I could just dump it off to Rachaad White and we're going to get yards like that, I think that really would have opened everything up. I think that game plan of, okay, we're going to run our system and Chris Godwin's going to get open, Mike Evans is going to get open, it's going to happen here and there. And then there's going to be, plays where they don't get open. And when they don't get open, hey, just dump it off to Rachaad White, let him get some yards. And that could be our run game. That could be our substitution for the run game, if you wanted to do that, right? So when I saw Baker starting to do that, I said, yeah, this is good. We're going to be okay. Even though Rachaad White fumbled it, I said, okay, it is what it is. He fumbled it. Now he knows. All right. You just can't fumble it again. Now he knows to cover that ball. You're going to try to juke somebody. Make sure you're juking when you're covering that ball, and don't, uncover that ball until you're in open space. But I was still happy and okay with the game plan. But then we kept running up the gut, and it seemed like we were wasting plays. Again, I understand you want to continue to run, and that's fine. But what I would have liked from Dave Canellis is, one, if you're going to run the ball, let's try running to the outside. That's one. Number two, can we stop with Sean Tucker? Sean Tucker is not ready yet. He is not ready. He is not ready. He gets knocked down way too easy. He doesn't have balance yet. Maybe he doesn't really see the holes that well. Maybe the game might be a little bit too fast. He's not ready. They should have used Keyshawn Vaughn. Keyshawn Vaughn would have got us yards. I promise you, Keyshawn Vaughn would have got us yards. But besides that, we should have been trying to run from the side. We should have used some stretch plays. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some counters going to the outside. We just kept running up the teeth right at the defensive tackles. I didn't like that. Number two, we can continue to run, but let's back them. Let's bait them first. You can run to open up the passing game. You can also pass to open up the run game, right? So we were getting like no yards really. Okay, leave the run game alone. Let's pass. Let's do some screen plays. Let's do some short plays. And let's just do some check downs. And once they start coming down, let's take some shots. And once we got them completely focused on the run, on the passing, because we're killing them, we're killing them and we're getting passes and this is happening, and they realize, man, we got to help our corners out because our corners are getting eaten up by Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Trey Palmer. Then let's slip in the run game. Whether you want to run it outside or run it up the middle, then slip in the run game. You know what I'm saying? So we could have used the pass game to open up the run game. Just like the way you use the run game to open up the pass game, it could go the other way. So that is something that Dave Canellis has to understand, and I hope that he learns that and understands that. The second thing that Dave Canellis has to understand and learn, our wide receivers is our strength. Period. It's our strength. It's our mismatch. Period. It is our mismatch to every team in the NFL, is our wide receivers. If we have to let go of the run game, there is no other team that's better. Well, obviously Dolphins are doing their thing, but these weapons, there's no other better weapons than to lean on when you have to lean on the passing game than our weapons. Dave Canellis has to learn, hey, you know what? Let's lean on the pass game so we can open up and come back to the run game. But right now, let's start dialing up these Mike Evans plays. Let's start dialing up these Chris Godwin plays. Let's start dialing up these underneath plays. We should have had a lot more, all those bootleg plays that we did in preseason for Baker, where there were simple underneath routes. We should have had more plays like that. We should have had some more underneath plays. We should have opened up the playbook and leaned on our pass game way more. I feel like we protected Baker or hid Baker too much, right? Like we didn't want Baker. We didn't want to lean on Baker. Hey, we got to lean on Baker. It is what it is. If there's anybody that can help Baker while he's being leaned on, it's Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. We got some plays that'll be easy for Baker. Let's run some of those plays. I felt like we tried to stay with the game plan, which again I liked, until they forced us out of the game plan, which was about the time where we were backed up at the one right before we got the safety. At that time, it's okay to be like, all right, well, our game plan is to run and pass and do this, but now our run game is not working. Let's go to game plan number 2, which is let's lean on our passing, and let's just throw out these pass plays because we were able to pass the ball. Now, I am hoping that last drive that we have opens up Dave Canellis's eyes and lets him understand, like, hey, I gotta lean more on my stars. Lean more on your superstars. Dave Canellis seems like a slow learner, but is he a learner? I'm not sure. The reason why I say that is because Dave Canellis talked about how the guy in the booth, right, the guy that helps him know what coverage that the defense is doing, he radios it down to Dave Canellis and lets him know. Dave Canellis said, if you guys remember in the first press conference, he says I don't know who it was that does it to him, but he was telling him, hey, it's cover 2. And Dave Canellis was still calling plays as if he was worried about them tricking him into thinking it's cover 2, but it's really not cover 2. And then the guy would radio down to him again, like, hey, it's cover 2. And then Dave Canellis was still calling plays like if they might be trying to trick him that it's cover 2. And then Dave Canellis said in the press conference that the dude had to yell at him and say, Dave, it's cover 2. It's cover 2. And Dave finally was like, okay, it's cover 2. And then started bringing out some cover 2 plays, some cover 2 beaters. So Dave Canellis right now has been showing that he's slow to believe what his eyes are seeing or what they're telling him. So he has to get better at adjusting. He's taking too long to adjust, to make that adjustment. He has to trust his coaching staff more, and trust his own eyes and trust what's going on in the game. And this was one of the points that I was worried about as far as having a first-time offensive coordinator, making that in-game adjustment. And he's taking a long time to make these in-game adjustments. And he's got to get better at it. He's got to get faster at it. He's got to trust what they're telling him in the booth. He's got to trust what his eyes are seeing. He's got to trust what's going on in the game. We've ran the ball for the first half and nothing's happening. In the first quarter, nothing's happening. Trust it. Hey, nothing's happening. Let's lean more on the passing game. Let's lean more on our superstars, on our wide receivers. He's got to trust it. That's got to kick in a lot faster. So I'm hoping that this was a big wake-up call for him on that. I would like to see if that run play was his call. I don't know if some of you guys watched the press conference already, but it looks like they already had the press conference. But I would like to see if that was his call to run the ball while we're right there at the 1 yard line and got the safety. I don't know if you guys want me to watch the press conference with you guys here. If you guys want me to do it, put it in the comment section and we'll watch it. If not, we'll end it and I'll watch it myself. Or you know what? We can watch it tomorrow and talk about it tomorrow. But those are pretty much the reasons why we lost today. We didn't give ourselves a chance. This was a good football team. They were able to stay with their game plan, and our game plan shrinked, and we didn't get out of our game plan fast enough. We didn't adjust fast enough offensively, and we just didn't give ourselves a chance. We shot ourselves and pretty much handed them the game. I will say this. I said it earlier during the live stream. There's a part of me that is happy that we learned. Well, hopefully we learned. We don't know yet. This is just like I told you guys earlier. There's some things that we got to find out about our teams. Again, I felt like we found out some things about our teams. We found out about our O-line. I think we are way better in the O-line than I thought we were. I feel like we still don't really know about the run game. I mean, I know we got a weak run game, but it was a really weak run game. But I think that's more their D-line than our O-line. I think we already knew about our defensive run game, stopping the run. I think we're still good at the run game, but again, we got some youngsters that we got to lean on, and that was an elite run game, and they just took one in the mouth, and hopefully they learn from it and they understand now, and they, like someone said in the comment section, hey, hopefully these youngsters learned, hey, it's not easy. It seemed easy the first 2 games, but it's not always easy. There are some tough guys out there, and now you learn. You got to keep working. You got to keep working. We learned a lot about Dave Canellis. You know, we learned that he's slow to react in game. He doesn't change it up in game. He's slow to realize. You know, he got to make a change. He's taking too long. So we learned that about him. We learned he doesn't. He plays. Again, these are all questions that I talked about that I keep bringing up when we talk about Dave Canellis. Does he protect Baker too much? I think he protected Baker a little bit too much in this game. He didn't open it up enough. He was too conservative for too long. For too long, he was too conservative. And not only that, but I think he didn't protect Baker from himself. Baker throwing that interception because of was it 3rd and long, or it might have been 2nd down. Baker throwing that interception, trying to get down the field because we're trying to hurry up and get down the field before halftime is my example of an offensive coordinator not protecting the quarterback from himself. You know what I'm saying? So that should have been something where we should have just, you know what, let's just try to run it. Let's throw a screen. Something easy. If we get yardage, then maybe we take a shot. It should have been a play where it was like, Baker, either you take a shot because it's there or you just check it down. You know, that's what it should have been. As a good offensive coordinator, he should have protected Baker from himself. He shouldn't have gave him a play where, hey, two routes cutting in, make sure the guy doesn't jump the route. No, we shouldn't have put him in that position, okay? So that's another thing that Dave Canellis got to learn. You got to protect Baker from himself. It should have been, you know what? The last thing we want to do here is throw an interception. The last thing I want to do is put Baker in a situation to where, you know what, I know we got to hurry up and get down the field, and maybe he forces something because he's trying to hurry up and get down the field and throw an interception. You know what, besides that, I'm not going to put him in that situation. I'm going to protect him from himself. I'm going to call a play where it's either a shot down the field or we're checking it down. Before that, we should have just been an easy screen pass or a bubble screen or something and see if we get something. And then from there, we go from there. So that's on Dave Canellis. Now, ultimately, the interception's still on Baker because he tried to cheat the system. But I also put that on Dave Canellis. That's a young offensive coordinator, not understanding who he has at quarterback and not protecting the quarterback from himself. So that's something else we learned from him. Again, that's not saying this is what Dave Canellis is. We just know that that's what he is today, right now. And hopefully he learns from all this. He learns that he needs to protect Baker Mayfield on certain situations. He learns that he needs to trust whoever's up there telling him things. You know what? Let's switch up the game plan. Hopefully he learns that he can trust his eyes and how the game is going, and you know what? Adjust in-game adjustments. Let's adjust. It's not working. Let's adjust. Let's try something else. Hopefully he's learned my superstars are my superstars. Let's lean on the superstars. Our superstars is not the O-line. Our superstars is the wide receiver. And our O-line was giving us time. Lean on the superstars. So these are all things Dave Canellis got to learn, and hopefully he learned from it today. I'm hoping that Todd Bowles goes to him, you know, and lets him know exactly these points that I'm telling him. Hey, these are the mistakes that we think you made today. And just goes through the list of everything I just said. So there's 23 people watching. Shout out to all you guys watching. Hit the like button. We're going to read these comments. There's a lot of comments. Once again, before we get to the comments, do me a favor, guys. 850, the hotline's right there on the bottom. 850-778-5282. That's the hotline. Call in, give your opinions, rant, whatever it's not live, it's a voicemail. Call in, leave a voicemail. We'll play it tomorrow when we go, you know, Tuesday rant or whatever we're going to call it. I don't know. But we'll play it tomorrow. But call in, leave a voicemail. You know, if you want to rep a squad, I know there's people in here that's not even a Bucs fan. If you want to rep your squad, if you want to talk trash, whatever it is, call the hotline, leave a message. If you don't like the message, you can delete it, try it again. But do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button, call the hotline, leave some comments and messages, and we'll go through them tomorrow. Millennial one says sheesh, rough game. Yeah, it was. Gaming Wizard says Canellis was horrible. He definitely wasn't good. B Flint says defense ball. They can't stay on the field all day, night. Hell yeah, by Dean. Yeah, it was tough. Alvin says we could do better, but we beat them Saints next week easy. I don't know, man. If our corners are still hurt, I still think we have a good chance at beating them, but it's definitely going to be tougher if we're out there with our fourth and sixth corner starting for us. Zay in the bag, Zay in the building. Says, my guy. I know y'all happy right now. Alvin says, Alvin in the building. Shout out to Alvin. Says, yo, you be on point, my dude. I know. I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but listen, I call it right down the middle, man. I call it exactly how I see it. That's why I try to tell you guys, man. People think I tell you guys to share my content because I want to be a big YouTube. I don't care about YouTube. I don't care about views. I don't care about none of that. I'm going to be 1,000% honest with you guys. I ask you guys to share my content because I low-key feel like I tell you guys the truth, and I tell you what we should be listening and what we should be knowing as far as our team. That way, when we have tough decisions like who do we got to fire this offseason? Who do we got to let go? Who do we sign? Who do we not sign? Who do we give an extension? We know the right players that we got to give extensions to. We know the right coaches that we got to be firing or not fire. You get what I'm saying? And that's what's important to me. So I beg you guys, man, please share my content to your Facebook group of Buck fans. Let them know, like, hey, this is what we got to be hearing, man. This is the truth. Because again, I do have a favorite player, but I don't like, oh, we can't talk bad about him because he's my favorite player, or oh, we can only talk bad about this guy because I don't even like him. I'm not like that, bro. Whatever's best for the team. If they're doing good for the team, I'm gonna tell you they're doing good for the team. If they're not doing good for the team, I'm gonna tell you he's slacking. He's not doing good for the team, you know. And you know, we try to stay positive, but we keep it real as well. You know, we got to be honest of what's going on, or we can never stay at that championship level. We got to cut off the fat that needs to be cut off. Luke says at Gaming Agree, he wants to run too much, open this offense up, make it fun, and put up some points. Luke in the building. Real OG, triple OG in the building. Our offense held us behind. It is what it is. And we knew this was going to happen in some games, you know. And like I said earlier, there's a lot of things that we did wrong. There's a lot of things Dave Canellis has to learn and has to realize. Our offense struggled and held us back and cost us the game. But I'm glad that all that happened against a team that, again, in the offseason, I already counted this as a loss. Now, during the season, I was like, yo, I think we got a real chance of winning this game because I really felt like, you know, Jalen Hurts is slipping, and I thought we had a real good chance. Now, it sucks that we didn't give ourselves a fair chance to try to win this game because we offensively was shooting ourselves and did a lot of bad things. But at least we did it against the Eagles, who's a really good team. And even if we were clicking on all cylinders, we still probably had a chance at losing this game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that it happened in this game rather than happening against like the Bears where, yo, we dropped the game we shouldn't have dropped. You know what I'm saying? Or even the Saints next week where it's like, you know, but then again, if we didn't do it against the Phillies and we didn't lose this game, there was no way we were going to lose, you know what I'm saying, the Saints game. But you get my point. I'm just glad it happened against a team that even if we were clicking on all cylinders, it still could have been a game we could have lost, you know. So it sucks that we wasn't able to actually measure ourselves against them because we tried. But unfortunately, our offense didn't do the right stuff to where we're like, yeah, you're better than us. Our offense struggled and didn't give us a chance. Alvin says, we ran too much. I get it, but just go with the game flow. Yeah, I hear you. Gaming Wizard in the building. Canellis lost us this game. Oof. Luke says, we can be Sam Witch offense, but Canellis wants to run. It's too bad. Bucs can be explosive, open receivers all night long, but this coaching staff will continue to run with an RB2. I don't think Rachaad White is an RB2. I don't think. I mean, he hasn't. I will say this, Luke, because you know, Luke, you're a little negative. And I try to be positive, but I will say this, Luke. So far he hasn't looked like RB1. So I will give you that, Luke. I will give you that. So far, he hasn't looked like RB1, but I'm not giving up on him yet. Again, that's a hard defensive line. I'm not giving up on him yet. But I do hear you. I do hear you, Luke. I hear you. Our game needs to be pass. We have 4 weapons and don't utilize them. We are not a running team, and they are trying to make us a running team. I agree with that half. We're not a running team, but we can't be pass. We have Baker as our quarterback. We have to have some type of run game. But I do think that we should pass to run. Right now, we're running to pass. And I believe that we should stay like that. Every game should start like that. That should be our game plan every game. Run to pass the ball. But as soon as we have a couple of drives where it's like, yo, we're really not doing nothing with the run game, switch it up and let's pass to run. That's how I feel about it. Val in the building. Canellis definitely not. He wasn't the problem. I think he was part of it. He wasn't the problem. He was a part of it. And the other part of the problem that it wasn't him, he still could have affected that and made it better. So Dave Canellis I have to say Dave was a big part of it. But crazy in the field. But if you don't believe so, then, you know, again, hey, Val, do me a favor. 850-778-5282. Give me your opinion, man. Break it down for me. Leave a voice message. But Crazy in the building says Skull Gang in the building. You already know what it is. Always representing. This loss doesn't define us. Still learning. He said does. I'm thinking he said doesn't define us. Still learning this offense. Yes, I agree with that. I'm pretty sure he's saying doesn't define us. But if you say does define us, let me know. My fault for moving your words. Luke says you are right. Our run game should be White out of backfield. Yeah, that too. That too. Without a doubt, receivers 4 deep. You said it. Red Swarm in the building. Red Swarm in the building. One of the guys that like to come in the round table and represent for the Falcons. Red Swarm says, yo, P, what's good, bro? Big Bake. Yeah, man. And I had this queued up too. Listen.
It fires me up, man.
I love it. Say it one more time.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
It fires me up, man.
I love it. Say it one more time.
Shake and bake.
I didn't get to do no shake and bake today. I didn't get to do no shake and bake. I can't say big bake. You know what I'm saying? I can't say big bake this week. I can't say big bake this week. I know you want me to, Red. I know you want it. I know you want to hear it. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel on the next roundtable, NFC South roundtable. Maybe I feel like I can still say big bake. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Val says, I don't think they trust Baker like that to keep throwing passes. That's why they forced the run and let Baker throw on like 3rd and 5, where completing the pass is way easier. Yeah, I mean, that could be it. I'm not saying that is it. Again, I think the more as the season goes on, I think we'll know. I think we'll know. Because if it stays like this, then it's either one or two things. Dave Canellis is just not understanding how our offense is, or Dave Canellis and Todd Bowles don't trust Bake. So we'll see. And if that's the case, then this right here, Brent in the building. Brent says Cal Trask should be the starter. If that's the case, if they don't trust Bake, if we don't see them calling plays to where we still feel like they don't trust Bake, eventually that's got to happen. Eventually that's got to happen. It just is what it is. Buck Crazy says, let's watch. Red Swarm says, I really think your team lacks depth. I fully expect the Saints to beat you in New Orleans this Sunday. Sorry. I've been said we lack depth. That's our part of biting the bullet. We lack depth. Well, it's not we don't lack depth in talent. We lack depth in experience. You know what I'm saying? So we got a whole bunch of talent from head to toe. It's just they lack experience. We don't have depth experience. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely don't expect New Orleans to beat us. Like, again, New Orleans is nowhere near where. Listen, Red Swarm, I'm gonna tell you this. I feel bad that you're taking this game and thinking like, oh, the Bucs are not good. I don't know how you can see this game and then see the Saints 3 games and feel like the Saints are going to beat us. I don't know that. You have to admit to yourself it's in your mind. It's so hard for the rest of the NFC South to fathom that the Bucs are good. Like it's a mental block. Like they just can't. It doesn't compute. They just can't believe. There's no way they can believe it. Like, no, they can't be good. No, it's just they can't compute it, bro. It's so crazy. But they'll learn as the season goes on. I'm done with Baker experiment 2. Put Trask in. I'm not gonna. And you know I'm a Trask. You guys know I'm a Trask guy. Again, if you believe that, 850-778-5282. Tell me why. Tell me why, Val. Tell me why. Yeah, let's watch. RTP guess not for real. Will Carr be playing next week? I don't know. Do like our chances next week. But crazy just how the Lions beat y'all. Okay. He's a Falcons fan. He's a Falcons fan. You fans got overly optimistic with wins over an 0-3 Vikings and 0-3 Bears team. The Bears, come on, bro. Tonight, the real Tampa Bucs were exposed by a good Eagles team. Not really. Again, We've been said it. It's our offense. It's our offense. The offense is our problem. And again, this wasn't the Eagles stopping our offense. It was Dave Canellis pounding his head against the Eagles D line when we should have just been stepping back and throwing it. And I don't know if you know this, but the Saints have nowhere near the O line or D line that the Eagles have. But again, don't believe me. Wait till next week, you'll see it, and then you'll have to believe it. Hold on. Does this loss impact us? No. Red Swarm only 3 weeks. Can't wait. Falcons play Eagles. Do they play Eagles? Bucs, Rays. We don't play. Yeah, that's what I thought. You guys lucky. You guys have a harder schedule. Just wait because. Oh no, it's the Panthers. I was gonna say I thought the Falcons play the Vikings, but I think it's the Panthers that are playing the Vikings. Keywords last year. Luke says 2 7-yard move White to RB2. So I mean, who are you putting RB1? Seth Alexander in the building. We will bounce back against the Saints. Got to focus on division. Everything else will fall into place. Yeah. Kerry Clark in the building. Big up from Trinidad and Tobago. Buccaneers for life. Man, shout out to them in Trinidad. Woo! That's another bomb for that. Luke says, I hear you. I will bring positive energy versus Saints. I hear you. I need to chill. No worries, man. No worries. We all learning as fans. Cam Gillies in the building. Saints coming for y'all. Okay. We got some Saint fans talking mess in here. Andrew Johnson in the building. I knew we would lose eventually, but dang, I wasn't ready. Skull Gang, I hear you, man. I hear you. I didn't want to go out like this, man. I didn't want to go out like this. Till in the building. Till, so we watching that Saints game together, right? We're gonna live stream together when that Saints Bucs next week, right? I believe we're gonna do that. We're gonna link up. We got each other's Twitter, so we should be linking up. So be ready for that. My next live stream, I'm linking up with Till. He's a Saint content creator. Also, he's in the NFC South roundtable. So we will be talking smack to each other this Saturday in the roundtable, and then Sunday we're gonna live stream together. I believe. I hope you don't back out, Till. Climactic in the building. Says we'll be all right. All right, let's get to these press conferences real quick and break this down. Let's see if we can get anything from the press conference. Man, it sucks that we lost this game, man.
Uber One can save you really on rides and eats. Yeah, it's kinda sweet.
But, the only thing is, if Dave Canellis doesn't learn from this, then we might actually have to worry about one of these other teams in the division. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of rookie mistakes by Dave Canellis. All right, here we go.
It's tough. We knew they had a good team going in. They got a tough front. They played well. They got us out of a lot of things, kept us behind the sticks, and we couldn't capitalize.
Talk about the play of DeAndre Swift, how tough it was to slow down the Eagles' running game that had over 200 yards against you.
He's a good football player. Big offensive line, very talented. 2 or 3 times we let it out and we should have fit it better. 2 or 3 times the hole was open. They did a good job scheming up the blocks. So we got to do a better job as coaches. We got to do a better job as players. So we own that. We understand that. We'll get back to work.
Devin White had a groin injury heading into this game. How limited was he by that? It looked like maybe if it was.
Yeah, Devin was pretty much.
I mean, he toughed it out. Devin's not going to complain, and we're not going to complain for him. he made a good play on the play. Obviously, you can see he wasn't running full speed after he got it, but he gutted the game out, and he's one of our leaders, and we follow him.
Yeah, that Devin was out there. I mean,
Carlton out to begin with. He thought you meant
even with all that, our defense played good
how's
enough.
Dad, and how worried are you about the depth in corner?
We're thin right now. We're playing backups right now, but those guys understand the game plan. We got to do a better job of executing certain things, but it's their first time, guys' first time playing, so we got to get used to that. But they got to make plays. We got young guys. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for us, and we're not gonna feel sorry for anybody. Give the Eagles credit; they made some plays, and we didn't.
If we can get Carlton back,
it was a hard-fought game. We own it. We own it. They stayed in third and short. They got first downs and some good first downs. We didn't play a good ball game. They were partly a lot to do with that. So not playing a good ball game, we can't mope about it. We got to get ready for New Orleans. We got to get nursed up and get the injured guys healthy, and we got a division game this week.
What was your overall assessment of the offense tonight?
there you go.
Well, obviously, we didn't move the ball well. As a team, we didn't play well. It wasn't just the offense. We're going to win as a team. We're going to lose as a team. Offense didn't play well. Defense didn't play well. Special teams gave up field position.
Sure.
What did you see from your running game tonight?
We didn't have one. I mean, we're not going to sit here and sugarcoat anything. We own what we have.
Todd, is that on the line, the running back? I mean, who's that?
It's on everybody.
Yeah, it's everybody. What kind of question is that?
Give them credit. We got to block them better. We didn't do a good job on first down overall. Whether we ran it or threw it, we did not do a good job on first down on either side of the ball. And they stayed in third and short when they were on offense. We stayed in third and long when we were on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a game where Philadelphia just won in the trenches tonight on both sides of the ball?
They were the more physical team.
Yep.
Yes.
But is there any way to stop the tush push? I mean, is that play?
We stopped it. We did stop it once.
I don't think it's stoppable 2 plays in a row. I think we had 1 or 2 here and there.
Exactly.
But, that's a lot of weight going both sides. It's a great play that they got, and they crafted it. The offensive line coach does a great job having them guys crab crawl it. You got a big athletic quarterback, and you got push behind them, so it's going to be tough. But we knew that going in,
Did you use Bale less knowing he wasn't at 100%? Was that a conscious effort?
We weren't trying to get him hurt too much. We were trying to rotate him as much as we could and got out of him what we could.
Todd, is Carlton Davis, is that a turf toe injury?
It's a toe injury right now. I don't know if it's a turf toe injury or a regular injury, but he's trying to get back out there. And, when he comes back, we'll be ready for him.
Is it reasonable to think he would be in play next
What
week?
about Jamel? What was his injury?
Hopefully, we'll see how it heals. We'll see how it heals. It's been a slow healing injury. We'll see how he is at the end of the week.
It's one game, Todd, but they're defending NFC champions. They're a really good team. Does this give you any sense of where your team is in terms of measuring against the best in this conference?
Not really. We played hard. We made some mistakes. The
Made a
mistakes
lot of
we didn't make the
mistakes.
first 2 games, we made this game, and a lot of it has to do with them. Give them credit. I mean, Nick does a great job. Those guys did a great job preparing. They came in here, and then they beat us pretty good, and we own that.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I was scared of dentists.
Who's next? Baker, I believe. Ah, man. Baker Mayfield. Let's see what Baker says.
Baker, looked like you got up to a slow start tonight, more reminiscent of Minnesota maybe than the last game. So what were they doing in particular to kind of get you guys off schedule?
We didn't get that first down. I mean, Cade made one good catch early on. That was our only first down that we really converted. So we started too slow. And that's a good football team. So anytime you give them more opportunities to have the football in their hands, they're going to capitalize. And we just have to be better on offense as a whole. I got to be better, taking advantage of just different outlets and things I have early on to, they're a great defensive front. So anytime we have an advantage with some of the pass options in the run game, we just need to take those and move down the road. And we just got to play better as a whole.
In the fourth quarter, you were able to get things going with Mike there on that touchdown drive. Just what was working so well for you there?
You got into a little tempo. Mike made a couple really good plays. I mean, an incredible catch right there. But yeah, just taking advantage of numbers and playing fast. And, unfortunately we screwed ourselves. So we were too far behind at that point. Just got to be better early on. And yeah, 2 turnovers right there back to back are going to kill us. So that's not good.
Baker, how disappointing was it after last week being able to run the ball and have some success to just not have it work tonight?
Yeah, I mean, they're really good defensively. Their front, I mean, they're incredible. So it's tough to run on them. Obviously we spread them out later on, and we're able to get that going once we wore them down a little bit. But yeah, we just got to be better early on. Disappointing as a whole, just because we didn't win the game. But short week for us. We've got a divisional opponent coming up, and so got to look in the mirror, get things fixed, and move on. Can't have time to lick our wounds.
Maybe you guys weren't too high after the win, so it probably makes it like this. How important is it to get this behind you with a short week?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season, so obviously we wanted to win this one. It was a big game for us.
I mean, we play Sunday, right?
Play our best game by any means, but it was a divisional game that it means just a bit more for us. So gotta look at the film, fix the things that are easily fixable, and just mentality wise, we got to start faster. So there's a couple things that we can immediately do. We can control those things. So that's the good part about it.
Baker, was this the most pressure that you've been under from a team this season?
I mean, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, they like I said, they're talented up front, but no, we just weren't good as a whole skill group wise. We weren't good enough.
Like I said, I don't think he was pressured that bad, to be honest.
Bring some pressure, and I know everybody's probably going to take a little bit of blame on this one. So we just have to be better as a unit. There's no doubt about that.
You took some hits. How's your shoulder?
It's good. Took a couple ones, but yeah, get up and move on.
I know you've talked before, just praise Mike for his dependability. Yeah. In a situation like that where you guys are, so far down, just what does it mean to be able to have a guy like that can step up, like you said, make that unbelievable catch and yeah. kind of reignite some hope?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, we're just kind of hoping that we get the ball back quickly and try and get a quick score and then make the game interesting. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of drive that when you look at it, it's like, all right, everybody's just doing their job. I mean, Mike's making a couple incredible plays, but everybody's doing their job, and that's what we need to be doing. And it's quite frankly that simple on offense. And so each person has to do their 1/11th, and that's how we have success.
I know that each time you go out there, with this still being a new team for you, you're able to learn a little bit more about yourselves collectively. Were you able to learn anything new this go around?
I think just I don't want to exaggerate on this or overanalyze by any means. We just need to start faster. It's a Monday night game. We should be pumped up and ready to go. Be aggressive as an offense. We're damn good when we do our job. So just need to take advantage of it. So I don't know. We'll see. A little bit more juice next week.
Todd Bowles said that the Eagles will be the more physical team tonight. Is that a disappointing aspect of it? Is you guys didn't match their physicality?
Absolutely. I mean, we kind of, I've talked about it over and over again. We want to be the most physical team when we go out there. We've had a couple games where we ran the ball when we needed to. Defense has made stops when we needed them. But offensively today, we were definitely not the most physical team by any means.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
That is something true that I didn't really speak on because I didn't really think about it till now. But yeah, we didn't really have juice. We really didn't have juice offensively. To be honest, defensively either. Because Devin was hurt, and like I said, defensively, it is what it is. I'm not it was a tough game defensively, but it's the offense that really didn't give us a shot. The defense was still trying to do their thing, But he's right. I didn't really think about that, but yeah, we really didn't have no juice. Mike Evans looked like he didn't have no juice early on. Baker, needed to settle down, but we really didn't have no fight, no juice. And even though they, in the trenches, we got, maybe this was one of those games where that Ryan Jensen, after the bell, whistle, whatever type of attitude comes in. You get what I'm saying? So So maybe that's something else that we could look forward to. Realizing that we need to go out there with some juice and um this could be the window to getting the real bake. What do I mean by that? That Baker Mayfield that headbutts people without his helmet because he's so jacked up and hyped. We haven't really gotten that bake, right? So maybe this is the game, and I don't mean the turnovers. I don't want the turnover bake, obviously, right? But we didn't have juice. So maybe this is the window for him next week to be like, at least I hope so. Because if you're the quarterback, that's your job, right? To tell himself and the rest of the offense, we're not doing this again. We're not coming out here with no juice. And maybe go out there and hype up the offense, hype up the team. Let's go. Because we needed that. You know, when Baker ran for the first down and everyone got hyped, like we need that juice. And and now that I'm thinking about it, because Baker said it a few times, and now that I'm thinking about it, we didn't have juice. We didn't come out like, I think the fans were out here hyped up and juiced out more than the players. We didn't have juice, and it's true. So I don't know. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's not. We'll see. Again next week. We got it. We got the Saints. Ah, man. I hope we get at least one of our corners. Just all we need is one. We just need one of these corners to get Olave to get Olave, and then Zion could take on whoever. I mean, Michael Thomas ain't nobody no more, so we ain't got to worry about that. But we just need one of our starting corners to hold on to Olave. But we can't lose that game. That's a game where it's like, oh God, if we lose that game, even if we're banged up, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, oh, the Bucs suck. Ugh, we can't lose that game. So, and I don't think, because I think we'll literally do what the Eagles just did to us. I think we're gonna do that to the Saints. To be honest, we're gonna dominate the trenches. Their trenches are trash. So I think we'll end up doing that to them. So we should be able to control that game. But we'll see. We'll see in that game. We'll see if Dave Canellis learned anything. We'll see if, Baker comes in here and pumps us up. Let's get this juice going, So that's going to be it for me today. It's your man RTP, Skull Gang in the building. Once again, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, show love to the channel, man, and spread this channel. Share it to your Facebook group or Twitter group or whatever, whoever you know that loves the Bucs, man, so we can get a lot of good Bucs talk. Do me a favor, 850-778-5282. That is the new hotline. Leave a voicemail. Rant, right? Rant about whatever you want to rant about. Give props to whoever you want to give props to. Give your opinion on the game of whatever you want to give your opinion about. If you're somebody else that's not a Bucs fan, talk your trash if you want to talk your trash. Rep your squad if you want to rep your squad. Give your opinion about the game if you want to give your opinion. It don't matter. It don't matter. Just leave a voicemail. If you don't like it, delete it and try it again. All right? Don't be scared. It's your man RTP, Skull Gang in the building here with the Pewter and Red podcast. And remember, it's Pewter and Red till we cold and dead. I'll see you guys next time. Unfortunately, got that L today. See you guys tomorrow, man. We out.